Welcome to the University of Evansville. I'm Dr. Greg Roski. I teach summer courses, and one in particular is statistics, business statistics. So I really like teaching business statistics because I struggled the most with it when I was in school. Well, now along the way I got my PhD and I've been teaching this 7 years. Every time we've taught this class in the summer, it's been ranked a perfect 5 by the students out of 5. And I think it's a great opportunity for you. I just really couldn't relate with the instructor. I didn't understand the problems, and in my class we'll do a number of different problems for each concept in statistics, and I hope you enjoy it. Measures essential tendency. There's 3 main parts, a mean, a median, and a mode. And the idea is you have a group of data. We have a number of different groups, data observations, and we're trying to make some type of sense to summarize it, something in the middle. We're trying to say, what is this data, what's a middle piece, or something we can use to describe it. Might have some highs, some lows, but what's a general middle sense? And that middle sense is a mean, median, or a mode. Okay? So some of this you may understand, but I'll go over it just in case. A mean is represented in statistics by X bar. X with the bar above it is what the mean is. Okay? Especially when you see a sample. This is really used in a sample. When we're using a sample, they'll refer to it as X bar. At times in a book, you'll see a mean represented like this. It's a funny looking U. Mu, and I'll write it really big for you here so you can kind of see mu, but mu is when there is a population. So when we're studying a population, let's say test scores of everybody in the class, average test scores for this class. I could get all the grades and then I could average those, and it would be an average test score of all those. That would be mu because it's a class population. All right, if I looked at 3 or 4 different stats classes and I found 30 students in each class and just took those scores, it's not the overall population, it's just a sample. That would be represented as X bar. Sometimes when you see problems, it's represented as X bar, sometimes mu. Just don't get confused. That's really the statistical difference, though, when you talk about terminology. The sample's X bar, population is mu. All right, the median is the value right in the middle. Okay, so it's the value in the center of the data set. Okay? With the median, it's important to note that we are going to order the data set from largest to smallest, or smallest to largest. It doesn't matter, but you got to put them in numerical order. So largest to smallest, or smallest to largest, it doesn't matter. We'll go through some problems. You'll see what I mean here shortly. And the mode, do you know what the mode is? This is the one that occurs the most often. Okay? That's the one that occurs the most often. So we'll go through some problems with mean, median, mode right now. All right? So come on over. Problem 1. This is the number of Roth IRAs requests at, let's say, German American Bank. It's a smaller bank here in Evansville. At German American Bank per week. And we have numbers of 30, 25, 20, 40, 30, 45. We picked a sample. So there's 6 weeks here. N is 6 in this data set. There's 6 weeks. All right, so it says, calculate the mean, median, mode. Well, what's the mean? The mean in this example will be X bar, and the statistical formula for this is pretty simple. It's summation X over N. This summation, this funny looking E, means you add up all the X's, all your observations, and in this case we have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you add up 30 plus 25 plus 20 plus 40 plus 30 plus 45, you have 190 on the numerator divided by your sample size, which is N, and N is 6. 190 divided by 6 equals 31.67. That's the average. That's the average Roth IRA requests. What are Roth IRAs? Well, from an ID 150 class you cover this, or also in a finance or investments class you cover this. The idea is you put away money each month, and the growth on that is not taxed. So at the end, you have a war chest of cash, and you can take out $1 or $100,000, and you pay no government tax on that. So it's a nice investment vehicle for you guys. And that's something after the class, if you ever want to chat about, we can talk about. I have one of these Roths, and it's a great idea for you guys down the road. All right, well, what's the median? This is the number in the middle. Well, you have to order this smallest to largest. So you see they're kind of out of order. So what I did here was I put 20, 25, 30, 30, 40, 45. It's the number in the middle. So we see here there's two numbers in the middle, it's 30. It's actually the same number. If it's an even number, you'll have two numbers in the middle. So 30 and 30. So in a sense, you put 30 plus 30 divided by 2. The number in the middle is 30. The median, you'll see that in the next problem possibly that it doesn't necessarily have to be in the data set. It just works out this way. The two numbers are 30. So the number in the middle is 30. And the most often number is the mode. And you can see in this data set, 30 occurs twice. It's the only number to do so. So 30 is the mode. If we had another observation, let's say if this was 45 instead of 40, you would actually have two modes, 30 and 45. Generally, if you have more than two observations, you say none occurs the most, no mode. Although if there's three numbers that occur the most, you could say those three, but generally after two, you just say there's no mode, there's nothing that stands out. All right, so in the first shot example with the Roth IRAs, we looked at observations of 6, and we figured out what the mean, median, and mode was. And what's nice for an advantage of an online class, you can do this over and over and over again while you're sipping, let's say, lemonade or Gatorade by the pool, in case you didn't pick this up. But even if you didn't, we'll go on to the second example. Let's go over here.